What's up? This is Bao Pham, aka Classic, and you're on Rec.
Are you looking for that professional sound? That professional move for your music? You need to sit down and watch this interview with Bao Classic Pham, owner of Mixology Studios right here in Montgomery, Alabama. Oh no, you don't want to miss a step. Make sure you come correct when you on rec. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, we chilling here with Bao Pham, owner of Mixology Studios over here on Ann Street, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for the people who've never heard of you?
All right, well, my name is Bao Pham, aka Classic. I go by Classic as well. I own Mixology Recording Studios. I've been in business for about 7 years. It was 7 years, probably about a couple weeks ago. And then I own my own production company, Supreme Sound Music Productions. Classically trained the piano, guitar, play bass, a little bit of saxophone. Kind of an all-around type of person as far as music is concerned. I like to rap when I can, when I find the time. I'm not trying to be an artist though. I would call myself more of a producer slash artist. I just do music for a living.
Well, what got you into music or music production? Like what got you into it, and what age do you remember first thinking like, oh man, I could do this?
It was a while back. My partner Eddie Smith, he is a part of Watch the Duck. If y'all are familiar with the EDM duo with him and Jesse Rankins, he DJs and Jesse sings and does crowd control. Real eclectic type of group. Back then, a while back, we had to play something for school, and he was on the drums, I was on the keyboard, and my partner Bobo, he was playing guitar, I believe. So back then he was like, man, you should really look into like music production and all this type of stuff. And I was like, man, I don't even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So but he was telling me about it and kept telling me about it, kept saying it, and then he started doing it, and was just really good at it. As far as back then when I was listening to Eddie's stuff, it was like the arrangement was crazy. So I kind of just jumped into it myself, and I had a friend of mine named Brandon Williams. We were like a duo, and we were at a studio downtown for a second, and I kind of learned how to produce, just kind of learning how to produce by listening to other groups or artists or whatever. So DJ Premier was like my favorite producer. I was like a real big East Coast fan, East Coast hip hop fan. So I didn't know what he was doing then, but like obviously it was sampling, and I was like, man, it just sounds so grimy, but it just sounds fresh. And I didn't know what a sample was. I didn't know like he took an old song and then just chopped it up and made it his own thing. So like I would try to emulate that. I had the Korg Triton, and I just kind of just played around with the sounds and try to make them sound real grimy, and try to make it sound chopped up like that. So I just continued to do that and emulate his style for a while, and then I was recording and rapping with my partner Brandon, and we did like a whole mixtape or whatever. I don't think it was called mixtapes back then, but we did the whole project, and then just kind of went from there.
That's cool, man. So what got you into like
wanting to record people? I know it's a real tedious process. Sometimes it's like,
Yeah.
What made you want to just like stick into recording people?
Well, I mean, that wasn't my first choice.
Mm-hmm.
Back in college, me and another partner of mine, they called him Colorado. We booked some time at a studio. I guess it was in Hueytown. It's supposed to be a popular studio, whatever. But we booked some time, and by the time it was time to go to the session, they gave the time to somebody else.
Oh man.
So I was like, man, that's kind of messed up. So from then on, it just took one time. I was like, you know what? If they can do that to anybody or to us, then
Yeah.
then I might as well learn how to just do this myself. I don't know why. I just wanted. I just went ahead and just started learning. I mean, I already knew how to record, but we just wanted the extra quality to go to a bigger studio.
Gotcha.
So I had a little 8-track Tascam digital recorder and just started learning the hard way. Everything was manual.
Yeah.
So I just kept learning from there, and that that was really just the start. And then later on I had an internship at Atmosphere Recording and learned a lot from there, and that really propelled me to start recording people. And it was just a job, what I'm saying, just to learn,
Gotcha.
learn how to record the right way, the correct way, and get paid for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the time, it was just an internship, so
Gotcha.
I wasn't being paid at the time.
Oh, okay. So I guess that would lead into my next question. I was going to ask, like, what made you open up your own studio? But obviously, I'm pretty sure it wasn't the only reason was money, but I'm pretty sure that ties into that. But what was one of the reasons why you opened up your own studio? What made you just like make that leap?
I mean, I tried to buy Atmosphere at the time, and I was running the whole thing, not to disrespect the owner or anything, but like it just got to a point where I was running sessions, and then the responsibilities were being put on me.
Gotcha.
As far as scheduling and booking the time, and then people would just start calling me.
Yeah.
I mean, they would call the studio phone number. So, but they would ask for my personal number. I don't know why, but I just gave it to them. So, just to, I guess if they needed me to do something, but it kind of just went from there. And I just felt like, I'm getting paid part-time, or I'm getting paid a fraction of the hourly rate, and I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
So I might as well try to just buy the studio.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? So it just made sense. So I tried to buy it from the owner, Dave, and shout out to Dave Campbell. He showed me a whole lot, not to discredit him or anything, but he showed me a whole lot as far as engineering is concerned. So I tried to buy it, and he was just asking for. He just had a crazy asking price. He was asking too much, and it just made more sense for me to just buy my own stuff.
Gotcha. I feel you. What do you think like separates you from other studios in this area, in this region? Because from far as I know, like it never fails. Me myself, I record. People always ask me, "Oh, where'd you get that done at?" As soon as I say Bao, it's like, "Oh yeah." What do you think like you're doing differently that makes your name high ranked as far as with the recording? Like, what do you think you do differently?
I think a lot of people can do what I do. They just do it slower. And then it's very hard to find somebody that can do music and be business minded at the same time. So you got a lot of people that are in the city that can do music really well, and can do it like I do it, but at a much slower rate, or close. But like their business ethics are kind of messed up, or are messed up. Not to diss anybody, but it just is how it is. Because like I feel like your name is everything. You feel what I'm saying? That's your reputation. So, and in the 48 Laws of Power, it says reputation is cornerstone of power. So I just try to make sure that I do everybody the right way as far as quality is concerned. And then, time is money. You know what I'm saying? So I try to respect people's time, and I also let them respect my time as well. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, everybody can do what I do. They just do it slower. That's it.
Gotcha. He speak about quality. Now, there are people who their quality, I've heard myself, their quality is as par as yours. But like you said, I guess they don't do it as quickly, or they don't, I guess, automatically know what you're looking for. I think you kind of have a telekinesis when it comes to certain artists. But I want to ask, like, what kind of equipment, do you use now as far as like recording people? What kind of software, like mixing boards? I hear people tell me what kind. I don't know what it is, but they say they pay a lot of money for them. But like, what kind of equipment do you use, and do you want to eventually like get something, I guess, like, is there anything better than what you have?
Well, industry standard is Pro Tools. I'm on Pro Tools 10. I've actually been on an LE system for the past 7 years. So I should be, I've seen people, and I've worked on HD systems and stuff. It's a little bit of an edge here and there with that type of system, but it's really not even needed.
Gotcha.
Because I've been in multi-million-dollar studios, and you'll have it all comes down to the engineer or the producer. Depends on the experience and know-how. If they don't know how to use the equipment, then that could be, it could be whatever.
Yeah.
There's like a kid probably at the crib or something like that can work the hell out of Fruity Loops or Pro Tools,
gotcha.
and won't need all that type of stuff. So like you really don't even need like the best equipment out there. As long as you know how to work and use the equipment that you have, then you can get a great sound out of it. Like, this ain't even needed. This board ain't even needed. It just helps me move through the session much quicker. You know what I'm saying? It's like a big ass mouse.
Oh, okay.
It's like I tell people all the time. I mean, it's an expensive mouse, like a $10,000 mouse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it just helps me move way quicker, and my workflow just is sped up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to waste time like probably people, not to say that they're wasting time, but like I said, they're just slower because they don't have this in front of them to run a session.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
I know that can be nerve-wracking, like sitting on records, just listening to them over and over again too. I'm pretty sure that helps out a lot, being able to move them quicker, as far as just like for sanity reasons, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, man, I've just recorded so much, and produced so many songs, like like as a recording engineer, it's like I'm having to be a producer at the same time. And mix engineer, and like vocal coach and vocal producer and artist sometimes, or songwriter, all at one time. You know what I'm saying? So I try to let the artists just do them. You feel what I'm saying? Because they got to do it on their own. Like, I'll try to give them steps and little hints here and there to just kind of try to improve their game as far as that goes. But most times I just try not to say anything, to just let them figure it out. And then once I say what I say, then then they can kind of take it in and work with it or not. But I've just recorded so much. Like, I went back and just looked at my terabytes. I got like 2 terabyte hard drives, and I got like 4 of them. So it's like 8, not including the 2 terabytes that are in my computer. So that's like 10. So it's probably 80% full. So that's a lot of music. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you break it down, I kind of did a quick breakdown of it. That's probably like on the low end, it's 40,000 songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, most times I'm like multitasking, not even really listening, you know, not listening, but I'm not even really looking at the screen. I'm mostly just listening with my ears.
Gotcha.
And then everything's just kind of second nature. So I'm just hitting shortcuts, pushing buttons, and like, oh, this song needs that. You know, I don't even really think about it. I just automatically do it, and that's it.
Gotcha.
So,
what type of services do you provide in Mixology Studios, as far as like when somebody calls and asks?
I mean, it's just basically recording time. So, you know, they book by the hour, by the time. I don't do anything by the song because everybody's different. So, but I mix as I go. You know, I feel like that's the new thing, or not the new thing, but it's been like that for a while, at least for me. So, you know, it speeds up the song making process a lot faster, as opposed to, you know, people recording and then mixing and then mastering. I kind of do it all at one time.
Gotcha.
So that's what will separate me from everybody else. Like I said, everybody can do what I do. I just do it much quicker, or they just do it slower than me. And then I don't charge separately unless there's sessions that come in that have been recorded from other studios, and I'll charge for mixing and mastering, or like if they just mixed it, I'll master it. And that's it. I don't really produce for too many people. I'm real selective about that. I hate to be like that, but I just want people to feel like if you got something like a musical production from me, it's like I got to vibe with you first, and then, you know, we go from there. And I'm just real selective about that. You know, maybe people feel like I'm an asshole about it, but I just am. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. I mean, because I've seen you create stuff. I know that you don't slack with anything in any area, for real. I know you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in whatever you do, man. And
it just got to be on the level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that everybody's below my level, but you just got to be on the same level of excellence that I want. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I hate just doing subpar records, and, you know, or not that, it's just people do records and then they just don't have the budget to put it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I kind of just wasted some time with that.
Yeah.
Like, if we're gonna do something, let's try to put it out, you know. But like I said, I gotta like the song. I don't really like a lot of songs.
Yeah.
For one, like, I'm real picky, man. Like I said, I've just recorded so many songs, and not to disrespect anybody, but it's just like I like what I like, you know. And sometimes what I like, the next man doesn't like, or when what I don't like, somebody else will. So, you know, music is just fickle like that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
So you record people, you mix and master at the same time. What are your rates? I know you have a regular rate, and then you have, you know, the block schedule, which is kind of a deal for certain people. But for the folks who don't know what your rates are, what will your rates be?
You know, it's $60 an hour. You know, block rates are different. You can look all of this stuff up on mixologystudios.com. You can click on the rates tab, or you can click on the frequently asked questions tab, and all of that's pretty much self-explanatory from there. Like I said, basically $60 an hour.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
What else besides recording do you do? I know you dib and dab in a lot of things, but what else in the music, you know, in the music tab, what else do you do?
Like, I might play the producer role, but most people don't know that I'm doing it, as far as chopping and, you know, telling people, like, you know, you should try this, or try this, or try that. Now, I do think recording and mixing should be separate from production. You know what I'm saying? Even though I may just go ahead and throw it in if they ask me to do it, I don't really like doing that too much, because for one, like, I don't like touching other people's records. And, you know, some producers are cool with me doing it, some producers are not.
Yeah.
I don't know when to do it, you know. I mean, I know when to do it, but I don't want to step on the producer's toes.
Gotcha.
But 99% of the time, the producer ain't here.
Yeah.
So like, really, whoever made the beat is just a beat maker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm having to produce the song, and then some R&B type of singing stuff. I'm having to vocally produce as well.
Yeah.
I know scales, I know keys. Like I said, I'm classically trained. I know music on a technical and on the technical end and creative end. So like I'm having to guide them as far as not often, but with melodies, harmonies, stuff like that. But I try not to do too much of that either, because like I said, I feel like that role as far as vocal production and music production should be separate from recording, mixing, and mastering.
Yeah.
Unless I'm producing the record, then I'm doing the whole thing, because like people don't realize it, but like production, actually producing a record, being there and just touching on the song and everything, that requires a lot of creative work. You know what I'm saying? That I feel like should be paid for. But like I said, I mailed it so much that I guess people kind of expect it. So that's my own fault, to be honest.
Yeah. So what was it like working with Doe?
It was pretty cool. Just an organic relationship, I would say. At first, it's just like anybody else coming in and recording. I just kind of took to his music naturally. I just like how he put words together. I like how he put the songs together, and I just started trying stuff like let me try something, and then he'll just like go ahead do it, and I'll just do chops and edits and stuff like that, and then either he liked it or he didn't. Like 90% of the time he did, and it just kind of went from there, and then it just grew. After you spend so much time in the studio with a person, it's like you naturally gonna get to know him, and I just see how he put songs together, and he actually had a real good knowledge base of hip hop in general.
Yeah.
So I could tell he really studied the music. You know what I'm saying, and really took the time to really be a fan of music, and then build into his own thing. So he had his own type of style, and I respected that. And he didn't have a style like anybody else.
Gotcha. Now I know this question's been asked a billion times, but I just want to get like your insight on it. Let Me Find Out record. I know because I've seen it, because I'm friends with everybody on Facebook. I've seen it play out the way I saw it play out. How did that record come about? From your perspective, I know you recorded it here. It started with what it started with. Like, how did that record come about?
It basically, Doe told it one way, to where like somebody called my phone and then he came up with the song. But this is actually how it came about. Me, Big Hulk, and Doe was just in the studio by ourselves, and just regular session, filtering through beats. So he'll scan through stuff, and for some reason he'll just go through beats, and like he wanted my opinion on them. So like I was like, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that. And after like the 9th or 10th beat, like the Let Me Find Out beat came out, and I was like, I fuck with that one, so you should try some of that. Yeah, you should do something. So he went in and knocked the song out, minus the singing on the hook that you hear. So I don't know why I did it, but I just was like, I just hit people up on Facebook, or I made a Facebook post and was like, yo, if you want features from Doe, then just holler at me, we make something happen. And I guess somebody was page watching or whatever, and they called my phone, block number, and just said what they said, and that's how you hear the voicemail that's on the song. So I just thought it would be funny to put the voicemail on the song, and it would just make sense as far as the song's content was about. So I put it on there, and I just called Doe, just real excited. Yo, we need to put this out. Like, somebody talking crazy on my phone. talking about they knew you and Pooey's Closet and all that type stuff. So he was with it. He was like, but nah, I need to finish it up. I need to add something to the hook. So then he added the singing, and then that was finished. And then we shot a little video to it, which is on YouTube. You know, he had, you know, had on white Louis shades and a tank, explaining the song, and you know, it just went viral from there, and it just went.
Now, I know, like you say, you've worked exclusively with Doe. Y'all had a friendship on top of a work relationship. Now I know you probably have met majority of the rap side family that he brought with him. What's it like working with the CBM camp?
CBM, they were cool. I mean, you know, people still, like, Lil Daddy still come around. So, but he wasn't there at the time because he was locked up. So he ain't come around till later. But you know, it was just crew. You feel what I'm saying? They just come through and just either be in the sessions or whatever. But Doe just like to be in the studio kind of by himself or just with a select few people. Like, you know, I know he really trusted Rel a whole lot because he just, Rel knows music, you know what I'm saying, hip hop music. So he would come around and he would just bring people in just to kind of get a different feel, opinions on, you know, how to do a song. And, you know, Rel helped him out a whole lot. Who else, man? Perry Boy been around a whole lot, you know. They grew up listening to and dissecting music together, you know. So, you know, Perry Boy understood a lot of the cadence, you know, that Doe did, and vice versa.
Gotcha.
So that's why he was all on the earlier records. So, you know, when it's time to do some CBM stuff, it was just like Doe trying to help people get on, you know. Since he was on, he was just trying to pull them along to do it. Then he passed, and, you know, things got a little crazy, but they were trying to keep the flag up.
Gotcha.
But they were cool.
Yeah, man. I see a lot of people receive CBM the same way they receive Doe. I love to see that. Man. Because they're trying to, in my opinion, I think they're trying to make another lane besides what they were doing before. Perry Boy, he, after Doe died, he took, in my opinion, the forefront as far as the CBM whole army. I think that he's a pretty strong-headed person. He's a pretty smart person. In that passing of Doe, there were a lot of things that were said. What do you feel about the Perry Boy versus T.I. situation?
He said what he said, you know, and probably shouldn't have said all that stuff, you know. And then Tip responded, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, there's some truth to what Perry Boy said, and there's some truth to what Tip said. It's just like, you know, I understand both sides. It's just like a lot of CBM and a lot of people down here just felt like Tip was gonna keep his name alive, you know, because of what he said during the funeral. And then whether he owed money or not, that's another issue. And then Tip said what he said, you know, saying whatever he said. But he just basically clowned the whole city. So, you know, I was like, man, you could either Twitter finger it up the same way, or you just respond on the record. You know what I'm saying? He responded and got some mixed reviews. But like, I'm just like, shoot, some people felt like he shouldn't have said nothing. Some people felt like he said the right thing or whatever. But I was just like, man, you know, you shouldn't have started it, but you gonna have to finish it now. And that's what it is. Like I said, I felt like it was wrong on both sides, and I understand both sides, but you know, whatever you do always has a consequence, and it's either you man up to what you say and stick to it, or like, but what if he didn't respond? What if Perry Boy didn't say anything?
Yeah.
Then that's it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so I felt like he had to.
Yeah.
It would make more sense. Like, Tip didn't respond. I'm not saying like it killed his career or anything like that, but nothing has ever really come about his career afterwards. Not to disrespect Tip, it's just nothing really popped off after that. But people remember stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I remember what he said at the funeral, and he said what he said, but like at the same time, there's a lot of legal ramifications that probably prevented him doing anything else.
Gotcha.
You just really don't know, because after Doe died, it was just fucked up.
Yeah.
On all levels.
Yeah.
All levels.
Yeah.
From the music side to the business side to everybody that was fucking with him, team wise, being separated. Where I had words, with certain people, and people already know who I'm talking about and whatever, but we patched it up here and there. And then it just gotten to a point where it is now. It's just always been, I hate to say it, but fucked up.
Yeah.
It's always been fucked up since he's passed.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it, but like, sometimes I be feeling like it's just cursed.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens.
Gotcha. Now, with that being said, I do have a question. There's this guy coming out, but his name is Red Beezy. From what I gather, and from the research that I've done, he is originally from here. He's originally from Lowndes County, Alabama, and I think he stayed there for his youth, and then he moved to Georgia and resurfaced recently with allegations saying that he owned estate belonging to Doe. He had all of the legal paperwork signed, and that he basically owned the estate that was Doe B's. What is your opinion on that? If you can speak on that, what is your opinion on that? What do you think about it?
This is what I know. He wasn't around when he was alive. Doe did not know him, period. It was like a year after he passed, right? Kenny came to me, which is Doe's dad. If people don't know, he had control or was administrator of the estate at the time. It was December. So the estate lawyers contacted me via email, and then Kenny stopped by, and they was trying to put something together for Doe. So December 2014, they wanted to put a record together, but I was finna head out of town. So, and it was like the second week of December, trying to release something on the 28th.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was too fast, and I guess they couldn't reach me in time, or the lawyers didn't hear back from me soon enough, so they contacted the guy Red Beezy, and I guess his name was Red Boy at the time. So I talked to him on the phone like once, because the estate lawyer gave him my number or whatever. I called him, whatever. So the thing was that we were supposed to put he was going to put something together, because I didn't have the time to do it. And I was supposed to proof it, because I know Doe's music better than anyone. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. So Red was supposed to put the song together, and was supposed to send me the records. And so I sent him, references and, little things here and there of what I thought would be cool here and there, and song suggestions and stuff like that. And I told him my idea. I was like, I'm not really trying to make no money off this, just do this for the kids or whatever, for their future, whatever could be salvaged. So I talked to him one time on the phone. I emailed him. Never heard back from him. So later on, I tried contacting the estate lawyers, or they contacted me in January of the following year, and they were still wanting me to produce the songs or whatever song, or just come up with something. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And there was some legal crazy stuff that happened from there, and it kind of just stopped everything. And then time passes, nothing happens. I contacted lawyers again and don't hear anything back. And then 2 years later or 3 years later, then Red Boy, aka Red Beezy, pops up, putting those stuff out. So I just thought that was crazy, but I understand it's business, so I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? It's just that he probably felt like nobody was doing anything, which nobody wasn't, because nobody wanted to work with each other.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, personal or business or whatever, control, whatever. So, I know he had a hold of the sessions, or was given the sessions around the time we talked, which was December 2014, because the state lawyers said that they gave it to him. So that's why you hear Ken Griffey Jr. With his vocals on it.
Gotcha.
And it's basically my radio edit that I did for him, an old song. So it just is what it is. It's a business play. Like he made a play for his estate. He doesn't own it. I just know they have a contract with him to monetize the music. And I talked to the state lawyers since then, and it just is what it is. And I just like, man, I ain't mad at that. You trying to monetize and nobody's really doing nothing, and that's what it is. But Frank owns part of the publishing, so you got to go through him to clear it. And that's that. Yeah. So like I said, it's just a lot of real crazy stuff, man. So as far as my opinion on how he's putting it out, I don't agree with it, but that's a business move.
Gotcha.
It's going to do whatever he feels like it's going to do, but I don't think it's going to do too well, because for one, it's an old song that everybody's heard. It just is what it is. Nothing against Red Beezy. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah. I've seen the
and it's just not my opinion of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how
music works.
Doe B's fans feel. You know what I'm saying? So I think I could speak on that.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was about to say. I've seen them comment under it. I've seen their responses to it. As far as I've seen, I don't think those fans are 100% happy with what's going on. But if he's going through proper, channels or what have you. Now, I hear you speaking a lot of about state lawyers, publishing. You record, you basically do artist management, artist development.
No, I don't do artist management. Most people think that I do, but
yeah,
it's just I give out advice and they listen to it or they don't.
Yeah.
And most times they don't. Or when they do, then they start doing something else. And then, it's just too, artist management is like babysitting. I just don't have time for it. So nah.
Well, could you?
I would have managed Doe though, but
yeah,
Doe is running his own ship, or I would just help partner and helping to make certain decisions. Like there was like, I give him advice. Like I was like, with King South, like on the members only song, I thought it was a dope record. I was like, man, you need to put him under management and run with it. And he did it. So put him on the management and then put him on the tape, on the Baby Jesus mixtape.
Gotcha.
And because it's a good look for South. So if he pops off, then you already have him on the management, and that's how that happened.
Yeah.
But like I said, everything just kind of fell apart after he passed.
Yeah. Well, could you ever see yourself like running a label?
I don't know. I probably would if it's the right situation.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's the right amount of money on the table,
Mm-hmm.
and then the right artist. But it would take a whole lot for me to do that.
Okay. Now as far as like your music, I love the especially your samples. Where did you get the name Classic from? Like,
I mean, I've studied classical music, so
okay.
That's one end. Like, I can play. I'm classically trained in piano and guitar, so that's one part of my life. You know what I'm saying? And then I just feel like I know like hip hop, real classic hip hop records. You know,
Gotcha.
so I love hip hop as well. So I don't know. I just ran with it as far as that's concerned, and I feel like I can pick the best type of records. Like I love Nas's records. What's a song called? I Gave You Power, or Taken in Blood is like a classic hip hop record. You know, those type of feel of records. Like I feel like I know which ones they are.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I feel like I can pick a song that can be like a classic, or I just cannot identify with that type of stuff. So I just want to identify myself with like just timeless records, period.
Gotcha.
So hence the name.
Classic. Yeah, man, I really vibe with that, man. I think that fits you a lot, man. I think you put that on your records, man. The track off of the Gump mixtape, I had a chance to check that out. Wave. I like the whole record. I don't know, maybe it's because me and you have worked together, but I really vibe off the first verse, which is your verse. But I do like the whole record. The whole record's dope. But I don't know. That first record is just like, that first verse is just really like, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's really not my song.
Yeah.
Most people think it is because my name is first on the mixtape, but it's actually White Boy's song.
Gotcha.
He like actually hit me up. That's his beat that he purchased, So, but we kind of collectively came up with the song. So he sent me the beat, and it just took me a while to get to the verse, because I stay busy, obviously. But it took a while for that record to come about. But I just went ahead, when I found the time, I just laid my verse and then said Wave on the hook part, and that was it. And that's all I had imagined. I just figured like he would come in with a verse, and then I put Wave back on there, echo it, and make it sound all reverby and stuff like that. But like him and D Hall came up with the hook, and it just took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So I just felt like that's a real timeless record. So we're supposed to be shooting a video to it, and actually purchased a camera to do so because I wanted to be right. So that's in the works. But I think we need to take the sample out. I think we need to take the sample out, and I'll just replay the record as far as the guitars and stuff, and just change it up a little bit so we can actually push the song and not having to worry about clearing samples.
I understand. Now, obviously, you've been in business a while. It's 2016. Do you still get those customers or artists who come in, or they'll call you and they don't know the prices, or they don't keep the schedule, or they're like 20 minutes late?
Yeah. I mean, it's just some people just don't know about the studio. They'll call and ask, so that's normal. Everything is self-explanatory on the website, so but they'll still call and ask. I like to text because most times I'm in session, so and another reason I like texting is because there's a record of what has been said.
Gotcha.
Either text or email. So I like to do that the majority of the time. And then like calling is like 2008. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really talks on the phone anymore.
Yeah.
So, but you know, just to be clear, like, you know, $60 can sound like $50 on the phone, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
true.
I'll just tell them, like, I just text them, and then just, you know, either they roll with it or they don't. You feel what I'm saying? And
that's true.
There's examples on the site to where they can listen to my work, and I put in a whole lot of work for people to know what my work is worth. So, you know, there's a mentor friend of mine named Matthew Morrow. He just told me that I'm actually I'm not charging enough.
Yeah.
Which I do agree. So,
yeah,
you know, but it is what it is.
My wife, she's never been to a studio. I don't think I've ever mentioned what a studio price is, but when I was going over the you know, some of the questions and who I'll be interviewing with her, she asked me, well, what's it cost, you know, to record? And I told her about charges $60 an hour, or you can get this, you know, 8-hour block, 4-hour block. And she's like, oh wow, $60 an hour, that doesn't sound like a lot. I said,
some people think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is. Like, I don't think it's a lot either, considering the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
You know, people charge cheaper, and then, like, you know, I don't allow smoking in here, so most people, well, it's not most people, but some people want to be in an environment where they can smoke in the studio.
Stuff, yeah.
Which is cool and all. I ain't got nothing against that. It's just something I don't do. You just smoke outside or whatever. So it don't matter to me. So it's just preference. And then, you know, people don't want to pay that much. And they just go to a cheaper studio.
Gotcha.
But, you know, at the end of the day, they probably still gonna have to come see me as far as mixing is concerned. Which is not a problem. Like, because there's no way humanly possible that I can record everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, to be honest, I made a way for a whole lot of people as far as studios are concerned. And, you know, either they don't come to me, but they still had to come see me later on to get the sound right. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just they got to acknowledge.
Yeah. Because what's the staff count here? There is no staff.
There's no staff count. It's just me. I've tried to have staff, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I'll say, like, you know, you can book with such and such, and, you know, with this engineer, and they'll do it, and they just don't like how they do it. They just like how I do it. So
Gotcha.
even though they could get in like in a few days' time, they'll wait a whole month for me to do it.
Wow.
Which is good and bad.
Yeah.
It's like a gift and a curse. So, but I'm flattered that they'll wait that long to get in. So
do you have any visions as far as Mixology Studios? Like, do you plan on like probably keeping this building forever? Do you plan on expanding, or what's like future wise for?
I really don't know, to be honest. I'm gonna just continue to do it, you know, until I feel like stopping. I just really want to make it more private, to be honest.
Okay.
Because it's obviously a public studio, but I just want to be more private and be more creative on the creative end.
I understand.
So I've recorded so much, man. I've spent so much time recording people, but I just want to make it private and work with people with who I want to work with. Yeah. So I'll make it more private. I'll always do music.
Yeah.
But I don't want to record forever. You know, so it's what it is. I love what it's done for me. It's like allowed me to do a lot of things that I couldn't normally do, as far as you know, doing extra stuff. But passive income is the way to go.
Gotcha.
You know, working harder is not the answer. You know, I feel like as far as making money is concerned, just working smarter is. So,
what would you say is next for, you know, just Bao?
Well, you know, I have a project that I'm working on that I can't really talk about.
Okay.
But then I want to work on my own project. I just want to put one solid album out
Gotcha.
and just be it.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to do that. I've helped so many people put their own projects together. I just want to do one.
Mm-hmm.
Just one. Like, I don't know, 13, 15 songs.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I'm working on that now, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to be no artist or nothing like that. I'm more of a producer / artist, but I just want to showcase that one side and just be done with it.
Gotcha.
Just to say that I did do a record,
Yeah.
For myself that I would be happy with. When that's gonna come out, who knows, man. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. Well, man, I appreciate you sitting down with us, man.
No problem, man. I appreciate the interview.
For sure, man. It's always love when we get together, man. And I think that's gonna conclude our interview. But if you want to talk about anything else, man, feel free.
Be on the lookout for Xavier's project.
Gotcha.
Called H&M. I'm gonna leave it at that for right now because he hasn't released the actual title.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a clothing store that's coming to East Chase. I'm fully producing the project, and I really feel that. And there's another project that's in the works that I can't talk about.
Okay.
And we'll see, when it comes out, you'll know what it is.
Oh yeah. That's what's cool, man. Well, I appreciate that, man, and that's gonna wrap it up for us, man.
All right, cool.